Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing an update video on when I posted a video a few months back called Menopause at 31. I'm sure that's what it was called, or Menopause at 30. Can't remember. But a lot has happened since then, and I get so many questions asking like what's been going on, what's been happening, and how am I feeling now. So I just wanted to do a video on exactly what's happened, because so much has happened in the last, I don't know when I posted that. It must be a year ago or nearly a year, I'm not sure. But anyway, I think the last thing I spoke about was saying that my doctor kept like turning me away and saying, no, there's no way you would have started menopause yet, you're only 30 or 31, I can't remember what age I was then. And then I was just saying, like, I'm going to go back because I'm still not feeling the best. I'm still feeling really rubbish and just not myself. Like, I was so down. My periods were horrendous, where I would stand up and they'd be all down my legs. TMI for eating, sorry. So yeah, I just really wasn't feeling great. So I decided to phone back my doctors. It must have been a good 4 or 3 months after I made that video. I really can't remember, I should have checked when I last posted it, but anyway, I went back to see my doctor and I knew that she was just going to be like again, yes, we've told you it's menopause, there's nothing we can give you, or there's nothing we can help you. She said I was in early stages of menopause, so I wasn't exactly right in there, but my body was like starting to go through it, if that makes sense. So I phoned the doctors and I had to go and see a student doctor who was so lovely. She was so nice, and she just kind of speaks to you and then she'll call the actual doctor in and they will both go over what you've told them, and then they kind of discuss what's going to happen next. So I was honest with her and said about everything that I'd had done. So I was on 12 tablets a day for my period. I had been on the Marina coil, like I had tried everything, nothing was helping it, I just was feeling horrendous in myself. I was like getting night sweats, I was so moody, so depressed, so down, like I was not myself at all. And I know I had postnatal depression anyway, so obviously that had a part to play in it as well. Like I just was feeling the worst I've ever felt. So the doctor come in and straight away she was like, look, okay, I know you've tried everything, so I'm going to actually send you to see a specialist at the hospital. And I was thinking like, oh my God, I'm actually going to see a specialist. Never in a million years did I think they would say like, oh, you can have a hysterectomy, because all along that's all I wanted anyway. Like, I've got 4 children and I'm done having children, but I just thought they're going to... Well, she said they can do another thing before they offer you a hysterectomy, which they put this instrument up you. So I don't know how else to explain this, so I'm very sorry, this sounds really crude. They put like an instrument up you and then they burn your womb lining away, or your lining inside, and it can either help reduce your periods, stop your periods, or it can just give you the worst periods you've ever had. And I thought, please don't do that to me again, because every period I was having, I was feeling depressed, my anxiety was horrendous, I had no energy, I was so dizzy. And I think the last thing I spoke about as well was my periods had stopped completely, but then they started coming back again. So I was thinking like, what is going on? Surely if you're going through menopause, your periods are stopping, but mine would stop for like 3 months or 2 months, and then they would come back again, and then they would stop again, or I'd literally have a period for 3 hours and then it would go. So that was completely different to how my periods normally are, because they're so heavy. So I went to see my specialist, my consultant, who was just incredible. I was in the room like 10 minutes, and this must have been about September 2019. September? Yeah, beginning of September. And within like 5 minutes of speaking to him, he was like, I can see that this is really getting you down now. And he was like, the periods are not helping. He'd done a few tests and he was like, yes, you're going through early menopause, but your body's just not right there at the moment, so you're gonna feel like this for a very, very long time until your body decides that yes, it's gonna literally start menopause right now. It's so hard to explain. There was so many things he was telling me, but it's been so long, I can't really remember the exact words he was saying. But he said to me, like, there's this other thing we can do, which I told you about with the instrument where it's hot and they burn your lining away. But he said to me, I'm not going to do that. He was like, because if your periods come back worse, he was like, I know you're going to be even more depressed than you are now. He was so kind and caring, and I literally come out wanting to cry, thinking someone's actually listening to me, like someone is giving me the best advice and he's actually taking the time to listen to me. He's not just like, yeah, okay, well, let's give it a few months and we'll see. So he sat me down, he went through my 12 tablets a day. He said, you've been on the Marina coil. He was like, well, they want you to try 2 to 3 things before they can offer you help anyway. So I had done 2 of them, 2 out of the 3 that you could do, I'm assuming, because he only mentioned 3. And he was like, you need a hysterectomy. If you agree to it, then I'm gonna give you a hysterectomy and I'm gonna like help your body just to kind of start the process. So I was so happy. I was a bit nervous. Obviously my mum had something kind of similar to what I'm going through, and she had to have a hysterectomy about 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was. So yeah, I come out, I remember speaking to my husband and just saying like, oh God, he's actually going to give me a hysterectomy. Like, this is what I've wanted for so long, because I just couldn't carry on feeling the way that I was feeling. And it's sad that the only thing that they could do for me was a hysterectomy, but I'd had my children. Like, there was no reason for me to keep my womb if I was never, I never wanted another baby. My husband had had a vasectomy anyway, so this was something that I was set on, that if they want to take my womb, I'm going to just agree to it, because I just can't do this anymore. So he said to me, well, let me get you in for a pre-op and all this kind of stuff, and I'll send you your appointment first of all, and then we'll get you in for a pre-op. So I was thinking, okay, it's going to be 2020, 2021, it's going to be a long time. So my letter came through, it must have been, I went in on the Monday and my letter was through the post on the Friday. And so this was obviously September 2019, and he said your appointment would be on the 15th of December, oh no, December the 17th at early in the morning. Anyway, to December 2019, so 2 months later. And I was thinking like, oh, 3 months later, is it? No, October, November, December, yeah, 3 months later, sorry. So I was like thinking, oh my God, he's actually squeezed me in like a few months time. Literally, it'd gone so quick, I couldn't believe it. Do you know, it might have even been the end of September, October that I saw him. I can't remember. I know it wasn't long until it was my appointment. I was just thinking like, oh my God, it's actually happening now. And I just felt so nervous. Like, I've never had an operation. I've never had anything like a C-section or any kind of thing like that done in my life. So I was really, really nervous. And I remember emailing my surgeon's like PA, is it, or the lady that books your appointment. Sorry if you can hear my son, by the way, he's going to bed, so my husband's just sorting him out. So yeah, I emailed her and I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you, my anxiety is through the roof. Like, please, if you can see me anytime sooner, can I go on a waiting list? I don't know how it works. Obviously, I know you've squeezed me in really early, and I'm so grateful, because I'm on a forum, there's people that wait like 8 to 9 months and then they get cancelled. They have to wait like 2 years. It's mental. So I know I was so grateful to be seen that quickly anyway. And then my email went, I remember like 2 days later. No, my phone went. I was on the school run and the PA phoned me, and she was like, look, I can squeeze you in this Friday or Thursday, whatever day it was, a Thursday. She said, but it's going to be actually on Halloween day. So this was like 2 weeks later that she phoned me, and it was going to be on the actual, on the week that so she phoned me on the Friday, and it was going to be on the Thursday. So I'm confusing myself here. And I remember just thinking like, oh my God. She said, I can only do it for you if we can squeeze you in for a pre-op on the Monday. So I wasn't holding my breath. I thought, do you know what, it's probably not going to happen, but if she can squeeze me in earlier, I'd be so happy. And she literally phoned me back within an hour and she was like, yep, it's all go ahead. Your surgery is now going to be on Thursday, which I was so upset I was going to miss Halloween. I know it sounds stupid because it's my 2-year-old's first like proper Halloween that last year, and I really wanted to be there just to enjoy it with him, but I just knew this was like more important at the moment. I had to get this done, which I had it done on Halloween. I had my hysterectomy and I was terrified, but do you know what, it was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was in by 11:30 in the morning. I went down for my surgery. I had 3 incisions on my belly, and he said they had to also remove a massive fibroid, which I didn't know I had. Also, I was meant to say, when I was having my consultation, he actually said to me, do you know you have endometriosis? But the other... it's endometriosis and there's something else, and he said you've got it very severely, so he said it would be so hard for you to get pregnant, which it never was. Like, I could get pregnant very, very easily, so I was very, very lucky. But yeah, I had no idea I even had this, so that it was like good that I'd had my consultation. He could pick this up as well. But yeah, so he removed my womb, and he decided to keep my cervix in, keep my ovaries in. I'm not too sure why my ovaries were kept in, if I'm going through menopause anyway, but I think he said they're still in very good condition. So if your body, he said to me, if I start to feel like I'm going through the menopause like a lot now and I'm struggling, then he said he will just he can take the ovaries out and put me on HRT. I'm sure that's what it's called. But I just said, okay, well, if you think it's best to keep my ovaries in, then I'm fine with that. Which, so I've had it done November, December, 3 months ago. Well, yeah, nearly 3 months, and I feel like a new person. I can't even explain. I just feel so much better in myself. I still have my bad days, I still have my down days, I still have days where I don't feel right. I know my hormones are probably all over the place. My body's trying to now like register that, okay, you're not having periods now, you don't have a womb anymore, and it's just kind of trying to sort itself out. But I feel so much better in myself, and I know my husband that said that I just seem a lot happier in myself as well. Like, that has been the best decision for me to get a hysterectomy. Like, I just can't believe that I've had it done now, and I'm in recovery, and I'm just feeling so good, which I know so many people have it done and they have months and months and months of pain and like just not feeling the best and having to keep going back to the doctor for new things. But at the moment, so far, best decision I've ever made in my life, and I'm feeling so much better and in such a better place than I was a few months back. But yeah, so that has been kind of what's been happening. I didn't vlog any of my hysterectomy. I didn't vlog any of the process of finding out and going to see the doctor, because I was just so down and in just such a bad place that I didn't care for vlogging anymore. I didn't really want to do it, but I wish I did, because I'd like to see how far I've come from where I was to where I am now, because I feel like I'm just a whole new person. I'm so happy. So yeah, so that has been my hysterectomy, my menopause at 30 or 31 story. So yeah, so far I'm feeling much better, and I'm not really having any menopause symptoms at the moment. They've kind of just died down and I'm feeling really good. But obviously anything changes, I will do an update video. But if there's any questions that you want to know that I haven't answered, or if there's anything you want to know more about my hysterectomy, you can comment below and I can do a whole video on answering questions, or I can just kind of answer them in the comments if there's something little that you need to know. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in my next.